implementing recycling programs and that a state program is not needed. State-run recycling programs are inefficient, not cost-effective, and do not guarantee markets to be established for the materials being recycled. Because of this, I urge you to concur with the negative team.
My colleague and I have shown that the status quo is working. There are numerous state programs in place that efficiently meet the recycling needs of our citizens. These programs are not only providing for recycling within Utah, they are also creating markets for the recycled material. The amount of material recycled is increasing annually. All of this shows that there is no need for a comprehensive state recycling program in Utah. We have done research on all of the counties within Utah and have shown that over half the counties are too small and feel that it is not economical or cost-effective. Additionally, programs only work when they are accepted by all, and local governments would not accept a state recycling program. Local leaders do not want additional state programs that tell them how to run their cities. According to Rex Funk, Emery County Manager, there is no need to improve on our recycling and waste disposal system. Local government knows what it needs, and we don't need the state setting up systems for us. I will now re-attack my opponent's points. My opponent stated that recycling gives people jobs, but that does not prove why we have to mandate a program within Utah. He also stated that if the state gets involved, we could have local governments, but communities do not like to work together, and they have different ideas of how they should run it. And he said that it saves natural resources and saves landfill space, but once again, according to Smokey Peck, president of Recycle Utah, landfill space in Utah is not an issue. Programs that are not beneficial to all will not succeed. Please reject the affirmative plan, as it will only create additional harms if it is implemented. Thank you, and I urge you to concur with the negative team.
I will now refute the negatives case. Okay, they said that that the first state was they did their plan, but was they lost much money. But that's not that our state. That's their state, not ours. And that he said that only 6 communities recycle. That's not all the communities. We want like Utah, and it's not mandatory, like you said. And you can just choose to do it. And what you said was an opinion, and with all the things I've said, is strongly urge you to vote for the affirmative side. Thank you.
The affirmative team has proposed a plan that will create a comprehensive recycling program. This plan has the following problems. 1. They stated that we would hold a contest, but how can we trust a contest to decide the future of Utah and their recycling? Also, they stated that they would give a cash reward to the county that recycles the most. But yet again, our tax-paying citizens do not need to be bribed to decide whether they want to recycle or not. And how are you going to involve the other local communities in this decision? They also failed to attack all 4 of my points and all 4 of my colleagues' points, so we are guessing that they agree with us. State programs do not often work. Laws are often passed that tell local governments what to do, but financial support is then taken away. Local governments then can't support their recycling programs or do so in an adequate way. So the results are poor. With these likely problems, why change a system that is not broken? Our locally controlled systems that are now in place are working. Residents of Utah are recycling more than the national average. Markets are being created. There is no need for additional bureaucracy which will only cost the taxpayers money. Please reject the affirmative plan and concur with the negative team.
I'll now refute what the negative has said. As my partner has said, all of their evidence is from Smokey and the head of all the recycling. And that is an opinion, which clearly states that it doesn't have to be true. Also, they said that all the communities in Utah recycle, but that is false. Not all of the communities in Utah recycle. That is why we need to have a statewide plan so that people can choose to recycle if they would like to. As my partner has said, the status quo is not working. We need a plan. With the evidence that I have shown, we hope that you will vote for this side. Thank you.
The quality of life is determined by its activities. Because I believe this quote by Aristotle, I must affirm the resolution which states resolved that mandated recycling in Utah is more desirable than incentive programs. For the purpose of clarification, I will define the following term: mandated recycling, governmental restrictions upon waste products, and quotas upon the citizens in respect to recyclable goods. Observation 1. The value that should be paramount in today's round is quality of life, which can be defined as the degree of excellence someone's life possesses. The criterion that best upholds my value of quality of life is environmental protection, which can be defined as the protection of the surrounding habitat. By mandating a recycling program here in Utah, we are preserving the environment for ourselves and our future generations to enjoy. Without ensuring our quality of life, the protection of the environment, our quality of life may be impaired. Contention 1. Mandated recycling will improve our quality of life by preserving our environment. Most everyone will benefit from recycling. If we are going to preserve our environment, recycling can no longer be a choice. According to Zero Waste America, whether it is 100 years or 1,000 years from now, eventually we will run out of space to dump waste. Meanwhile, we are polluting our air, water, and soil with landfills and incinerators. Individuals can do a lot on their own, but this is primarily an issue only the government can address in a comprehensive and effective manner to reach the most people. For us to remain here on Earth, we must learn to safely recycle all of our waste back into the natural environment. The best way to do this is through mandated recycling, because more people will be contributing to saving our environment. Contention 2. We can only maintain our quality of life through responsible use of our resources. In a speech made by President Bush November 5, 2001, he stated, "We must preserve our natural heritage by serving as good stewards of our land. Recycling saves our natural resources as we reuse them where we can. Recycling safeguards our environment and helps keep America beautiful for present and future generations." End quote. According to Integrated Waste Management Board, recycling a ton of materials in a typical curbside recycling program, at least $265 worth of electricity, petroleum, natural gas, and coal are conserved, even after accounting for the energy used to collect and transport the materials. The more people that recycle, the more we will be able to use our natural resources wisely. A mandated recycling program will help ensure more people recycling. Contention 3. A mandated recycling program is an investment in the future of Utah. Mandated recycling programs and incentive recycling programs are both possible solutions. We have already tried incentive programs here in Utah, and they are not effective. By mandating a program of recycling, we will find a solution that will be long-term investment that will fix the problem once and for all. We need to work together to increase our citizens' awareness of our need to preserve the environment and build our economy at the same time. This is an intergenerational problem. It will not go away. So in conclusion, I have proven why it is important to have a mandated recycling program here in Utah. Recycling is not reaching nearly enough people to make an impact. I have shown how my criterion of environmental protection is paramount to my value of quality of life, because without a clean, livable environment, there can be no quality of life. Therefore, I urge you to vote affirmative. Thank you.
Do you believe that by mandating recycling, this will take away the people's liberties?
No.
Do you believe that the government will help the people recycle if they mandate it?
Yes, I do.
In your speech, you focused a lot on effectiveness. Is this right?
Correct.
So how does effectiveness tie back to the value premise of the resolution?
Could you please restate your question?
How does effectiveness tie back to the value premise of the resolution?
Well, you need recycling to be effective. Otherwise, it's not going to do any good. And mandated recycling will be effective.
Thank you. In 2 sentences, can you clarify how effectiveness ties back to your value and criteria?
Effectiveness ties back to my value of quality of life, because with effectiveness, we will have quality of life, which upholds my value.
And how does effectiveness tie back to your criterion?
We cannot have environmental protection without effectiveness that mandated programs will provide.
Can you please give me how does your value link to your criterion?
As I stated in my conclusion, my criterion of environmental protection is paramount to my value of quality of life, because without a clean, livable environment, we can have no quality of life.
Thank you. How is mandating more desirable?
It's going to be more effective than incentive.
So by forcing the people, you'll create a greater participation?
Correct.
How does participation tie back to your value and criteria?
Well, participation is going to improve our quality of life by saving our environment, because when we recycle...
Thank you. How does it tie back to your criterion?
Well, my criterion of
Time's up.
environmental.
Today, the primary threat to the liberties of the American people comes not from communism, foreign tyrants, or dictators.